Hey everyone, so I may have found one of the most clear cases showing evidence of the practice of gematria and numerology in the death of celebrities, actors, politicians, and even pro wrestlers. So if you want to show anyone one case to convince them that something's going on, this might be the one. So on this channel, I teach the language of gematria. This is the practice of coding numbers into words. You assign a number relative to each letter's position in the alphabet. That gives you a chart called English ordinal, where A is 1, B is 2, all the way through Z is 26. You can also reduce this. So J, the 10th letter, instead of remaining 10, you add 1 plus 0 to get 1. And then J becomes 1. Just basic numerology reduction rules. This also applies to the alphabetic order in reverse. So let's look at Test's real name, Andrew James Robert Patrick Martin. Type this in. You'll find that in full reduction, this sums to 137. And 137 is, of course, a special number. It's the 33rd prime number. And most people are familiar with this by now. It's the number that's very significant to the occult. It's the highest degree of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. You have the 33rd degree Scottish Rite Temple in Washington, D.C., which has 33 columns, 33 feet tall. So how many people do you know have 3 middle names? It's not very common, is it? And what's so interesting about all 3 of these middle names is that James sums to 33 in the reverse reduction cipher, and Robert and Patrick both sum to 33 reduction. So all 3 of his middle names sum to 33. And let's look at his birthday, March 17th, 1975. If you add up the individual digits in that birthday, 3 plus 1 plus 7 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 5, it sums to 33. So that's his birth numerology. And then look at where he was born. Whitby, Ontario, Canada. Whitby equals 33 reduction. There's also a different form of gematria called Jewish. This is based on the original Latin alphabetic order, a cipher that's been in use for many more hundreds of years than the English alphabet. And there, Ontario equals 330. Also 33 with this method when reduced. And let's look at how he died. They said it was an oxycodone overdose. Oxycodone sums to 33 reverse reduction. And how old was he when he died? Yep, you bet. He was 33 years old. He would have turned 34 4 days later. This is 1037, much like 137, the 33rd prime. And this isn't a stretch here. In numerology, you drop the zeros, so those are virtually ignored. Also interesting that he was 6 feet tall, 6 inches, and 33 equals 66. That might not be something you want to share with someone who's new to this, but I found it interesting nonetheless. When you write this number out, 33, it sums to 156. In the English Kabbalah, which is a cipher that uses every 11th letter in the English alphabet, Andrew Martin sums to 156, just like 33. And what we find is that, we saw this 33 summing to 156. This relates to the number 666 through a couple of ways. First of all, 666 revealed as the number of the beast in Revelation, which is the 66th book of the Bible. When you write out 666, it sums to 156. This is the same as triple sixes, 156. Well, in the King James Bible, this is referred to as 603 score and 6. And in English ordinal, that sums to 313. Andrew Martin died on March 13th. back in 2009. The word eclipse sums to 33. If you follow any of my work, you know that I talk a lot about these. If you don't follow my work, go back and look. You might be fascinated by what you see. So eclipse sums to 33. Total eclipse, using English extended. This is a method that's amplified, just like the Jewish cipher, except it uses the modern English alphabet, 1 through 9, 10 through 90, 100 through 800. And using this method, total eclipse sums to 713. Measuring from the date of the previous total solar eclipse before his death that occurred on August 1st, 2008, to the date of his death was 7 months and 13 days. He also has numbers that are loaded with numbers that you find in the Gematria of Freemasonry. So Andrew Martin was 448 primes. That's the ordinal Gematria of ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. His full name using the alphabetic order, Andrew James Robert Patrick Martin, sums to 344, alphabetic order. In reverse full reduction with all exceptions, this is the Gematria of ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry once again. In fact, the 344th prime number is 2311, and that's the square number Gematria of Freemasonry. Also 1201 trigonal for Andrew Martin. That's the Jewish Gematria of the Synagogue of Satan. So just some interesting things I wanted to point out. Speaking of this 448, by the way, Andrew Martin, 448 prime numbers. Eclipse sacrifice sums to 448, in addition to ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. The word devil also has 448 Gematria, so that'll do it. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.